Picture this, you sit down to make music, but instead of creating, you end up scrolling through presets or tweaking sounds for an hour, and you lose your momentum. This plugin might be the solution. This is UVI Mosaiq, and today, I'm not just going to be reviewing it, we're going to put it to the test, explore the presets, tweak some sounds, and see if this thing really delivers. Now, before I get to the two things that really make this something that you're probably going to want to have in your arsenal, let's tackle this interface first. First thing to understand is that we have these 8 key slots. So basically 8 chords triggered by the keys that you see at the bottom here, plus 5 different key modifiers. Now with a new preset loaded up, let's talk about the effects section. You have quite a few presets to choose from. So this is the original sound of the preset. Well, that's a lo-fi one. And let's see, maybe we go to something in the sound design section. Both the effects chain and the chords have randomization options as well, so let's just click here and see what happens. So with the effects turned off, let's talk about this section right over here, which is the warp section. This is acting as a tape warp, essentially. It's called the Varispeed. With the warp section, the Varispeed, you can adjust the playback speed and pitch of a sample, adding, creative and unique flavor to your sounds, like you would do with any sort of tape emulation. Let's jump into the presets and take a look at the collections. You'll notice I'm using Falcon 3 here, which allows me to browse through each and every preset and hear a sound preview. So that cool string sound was from the Beat Culture, which is like a hip-hop driven one. I'm gonna check out some of these hyperpop ones because I imagine they're probably pretty crazy. Here's a tip that I think probably gets overlooked by most people. Take it from somebody who has reviewed and demoed so many different plugins. When you get a new plugin, just dedicate the time to get lost in the rabbit hole of presets. When you have a plugin or a contact library, whatever it is, with hundreds, possibly even thousands of presets, take the time, just favorite the ones you like, and then what you can do from there is reverse engineer the sounds that you like to learn how the plugin works and like what it's capable of doing. Now let's move beyond the surface and dive deeper into the sound design. I'm gonna look for something in the tropical heat section here, and let's start with an ARP. Okay, so boom. Honestly, that is inspiring to me, so I'm gonna run with this. I like the chord progression and I like the rhythm, but I'm not too crazy about the sound. So I'm gonna lock in the chords and I'm gonna lock in the effects chain at first too. So what are those two things that make Mosaiq different from some of those other similar plugins out there? The generate and the mutate features. That ain't it. So let's keep clicking until we find something. So this is the perfect time to jump into the deeper side of things here. I like the vocal chop, and there's just, one of these samples that's not really sounding too good. So you have these preview buttons for each of the sound slots, and I'm gonna pick out which one I don't really like. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say that's the one. What happens if we just turn this off? Actually, let me point this out first. You have the link all slots button. So if I want to get rid of that sound on every chord, I want to click that and then turn this bad boy off here. Now let's hear what we have. And if you're like me, you're probably hearing that second chord and not really liking the low octave of the vocal chop. Whoa, 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 whoa. Much better. All right, what if we wanted to add this second one back in, but we want to choose a different sample? Look at all these samples we can choose from. Here, you actually do have the ability to hear a sound preview for each one. So that's the ugly one that we were hearing before, no offense. It's cool to have the keyboard sound, but since this is a tropical one, let's go with a mallet. Ooh, you know it's there. All right, so let's take a look at the effects section here. We've got a couple of different devices to choose from. I think I want to switch to an old phone and see how this sounds. Here's what it sounds like with the effects off. I'll be honest, that effects chain sounds pretty good, but let's demonstrate some of the randomization options just to see if we can find something that sparks us in a different direction. So now that I've duplicated that track, I'm gonna lock the key, lock these chords. So let's go to something from Hyperpop. So it seems like we have the right chords finally. Now let's generate a new preset. I don't mind that. Now I'm going to unlock the effects chain. Now you see, okay, so this is a key moment here. You have to watch out for this. If I can figure out how to lock this in, I will let you know. But within the edit window, the semitones are changing. So this is automatically tuning these differently. Now how do we sound? Now it's time to randomize the effects chain, see what else we can come up with here. That's got some nice reverb, and I kind of like the way that the preset's sounding, so I'm just going to utilize the mutate. So it's going to do slight variations based on similar sounds. I kind of dig that. Now let's play around with the effects. And just because that just gave me like a percussive element to it, it's already giving me a new idea. So this is going well so far. Let's see where we can take it now. Now I'm going to replace this sample with something a little different and drag and drop one of my own samples in. I'm thinking of using a string shot. That sounds good, and I'm just going to adjust some of the octaves and levels. Now I'm going to add some drums to the top from the Hyperpop kit. Now I'm going to drag and drop the MIDI chords and use it on a different instrument to layer. And then, when all is said and done, we end up with something like this. So if you want more in-depth practical plugin reviews, make sure to hit subscribe and let me know in the comments. I want to know your thoughts. What is your go-to for busting through to get that creative spark?